In the morning, when you want to find out what's going on with your study, the first thing you're going to want to do is go into your portal. So we can log into our portal by clicking the login button with our professional name and password. We'll be able to see right away what the recent activity type is for our particular patient. In this case here, we're looking at Zephyr study, and we can see that the study is complete. By clicking into the patient, we'll then drill into that patient's details, and we can see which studies the patient has completed. As you'll notice here, we have a theragnostic study and a sleep study that are both at 100%. When you want to know more information about that, you can click on whichever study you'd like to know more about. Let's say sleep theragnostic, and we'll see the two different study night types down below, how long the duration of each night was, and if that night was completed successfully or not with the green check. To look at the study events, simply click on which night you'd like to look at, and you'll see the events that have happened throughout the night. I'm going to go over some common questions on why a study wouldn't load, particularly in the DataViewer. So number one, you want to make sure that your study status is at 100% for your sleep studies. You can open your studies for theragnostic studies when it's at 33 or 66 or 100%, but just please keep in mind that you won't be able to generate reports all the time until it gets to 100%. So you want to make sure your study status is at 100%. In addition to that, you also want to make sure that your nights have been completed successfully. So you'll have green check marks next to each night that has been completed. If it has not been completed, you may not be able to open it up in the data. As you can see right now, it's grayed out, so you can't open it. Some common things you also want to check with this is make sure that the patient does have the tablet turned back on in order for that information to get uploaded to the portal.
So important to let your patient know that at the end of the study night, just leave the tablet on. It will go to sleep once the upload is complete.
That's correct. You'll also notice that the portal itself will time out eventually. If you're logged into it for an extended period of time with no activity done and then go back to your screen to try to open up something in the DataViewer, it may have timed you out. So it won't say timeout on the screen. What will happen is you'll open up your DataViewer and you'll get an error on the DataViewer saying error. If that happens, go back to your portal, log out of the portal, and then log back in, and you should be able to open up at that time. One last thing that you are going to want to check within your DataViewer to make sure that everything is okay is you're going to want to go and open up your DataViewer and make sure you are on the correct version in order to open up these studies. I can show you where to do that now. You can just go up to your DataViewer, go to the About up on your menu bar, and it'll read off to you the version of 6.0.0.21 or higher in order to read these studies.
A common question we get is on what we can see on a report or in the DataViewer. So can we see central sleep apneas? No. Will it be on the report? No. Another one is getting an AHI on a theragnostic study. The theragnostic study is looking to see if the appliance will work for the patient by bringing the ODI to less than 10. So it does not look at AHI, it does not record AHI, so we can't get an AHI on it. If you did want to know your very estimated ODI for a study night, you could use the ruler, highlight the entire study, and it will give you a very rough estimate of what the ODI was for that study.
Another common question we get a lot is how can I switch from like relative time to when the study started to when it ended to the absolute time, so what the actual time was during the study. So it's a little button up at the top here next to the ruler, and if you push this button, your time below will switch to what the absolute time was compared to what the relative time was.
We hope that this video has helped you to use your DataViewer and the portal a little bit easier. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas for future videos, please let us know. You can call us or email us. Other than that, I think we're good, Colin.
Yeah, take care. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.